And I looked at her and I said, "What's that?" And she kind of laughed. She said, "What do you mean, what's that? How long has it been since you had your microscope?" I started counting years and she started chuckling. She said, "Oh, honey, it's not your blood, it's everybody's blood." So, and now this is somebody who's taken not just advanced microscopy and, and microbiology, but I went to Germany to find out the stuff that they didn't teach me here. So, yeah, it's a brave new world. I just wanted to say there was a common thread here that everybody got to hear, right? We started off hearing about what's going on in the skies, right? What's coming down. Like the things we see, the things we can pinpoint and say, "Hey, look at that. It wasn't like that when I was growing up." Right? And then we switched to Tommy Trivette here, and he talked about how the people live the longest in certain parts of the world. There were a few common denominators there you might not have picked up right away. Dr. Kate came up. She talked about something else that had a common denominator. She talked about frequencies and how they affect health. And then Dr. Jean came up. Dr. Jean talked about things in the blood. We heard common denominators of nanotechnology and graphene, magnetism, things of this nature. Well, there's one thing that sticks out above overall for me, and that is electromagnetic fields. Because electromagnetic fields are what they're doing to move these particles. The reason they're using metallic poisons and toxins like aluminum and barium and cadmium is because they're affected by electromagnetic fields. So this is what they use for cloud seeding, for geoengineering, for weather experimentation, for human experimentation, for mind experimentation. It all comes down into electromagnetic manipulation. And a quick note that a lot of people are not familiar with, the Great Conjunction occurred in 2018. So it was a syzygy, if you will. We had 6 celestial bodies come into a nearly straight line. That was the first time ever that our Schumann resonance resource centers all over the world, we monitor the Schumann resonance, the field of the Earth's magnetic field. On the Great Conjunction, they were picking up frequencies over 30 gigahertz from the ionosphere, not from the surface. Now that's never happened before in history. So how did that happen on December 25th, 2018? It just started in one day? Nothing happens in one day. Everything's gradual, right? In nature, everything's gradual. So how did that happen? Obviously, there is an agenda. Most of us are aware of it. Can't pinpoint it because one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing, right? So protection. You know, we have to get a little bit wise. We have to think things through and protect ourselves. So I'm not going to take much more of the time. I just wanted to summarize it to kind of open our minds and see things from a little bit different perspective, because we heard that word a bunch of times too, right? And if we can control people's perspectives, if the perspectives of the world are starting to shift, we need to be wondering, you know, what those shifts are all about. Sometimes we can't figure it out. And the simple questions that come to mind, like who's doing this, who's funding this, where is it coming from, why is it going on? Those questions might not matter when it's a life or death situation. We're here to save people. And as we wake up, we're removed out of this fractalized environment, right? This environment of control breaks its hold when we're awake. So it just takes a little bit to wake us up. But I think what we've heard today is enough to at least open our minds to a little bit that things are not exactly what they appear to be. So I also have some cards on the table up there. I work with EMF protection, remediation. I have equipment where I can come and test people's homes and their cars and help you to lower the electromagnetic fields that are harmful to health. Thank you for letting me speak.